So for those of you who are new to the channel, this is my latest project. It's a surprise 18th birthday present for my son. So he turns 18 in February and I bought it in August, so I've got a few months to get it roadworthy. So we've gone through the car, we've given it a good old clean, found out all of the issues with it. We've got it up on the lift. We've checked out the underside, found all the things that are missing or damaged or need repairing, and yes, we found a huge amount of rust on the car. So I've bought a whole bunch of stuff, even a welder, and having done some test welds already, I'm getting ready to do my first welds on the car. Okay, morning guys, back up at the workshop, cracking on with the BMW. So yesterday you saw me jet wash the underneath, and what I want to do today, I want to remove the fuel tank so that I can get to the brake lines which run over the fuel tank because they're completely corroded. Now I know you can actually access the sides here and just cut in a new piece, but I really don't want that. I want to do the whole thing. So from BMW they're about 20 euros each side, and then I've got the smaller ones here, and then the flexi lines. So I think the smaller ones are also about 10-15 euros, and the flexi lines from BMW are actually 64 euros each, so I'm not going to buy those. I'll probably get them from ATE or Cortico or somebody like that. Bosch do them as well. So if I did it by the book, I guess it would be like 200 euros actually, if I went to BMW. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do them myself, because I've actually got some of that line left over from when I did the Porsche. So I'm going to give it a go, save some money. So remove the drive shaft, which means taking off this guibo, no, not guibo, but the thing there, taking it off the differential. And then what I've got to do is remove from one of the two ends the handbrake cables. And then from inside the car, I've got to undo the, remove the cabling, or wiring I should say. Then remove the input pipes, remove the straps, and then remove the fuel tank. So wish me luck. So I've just removed the back seat to expose the matting underneath. And if you undo these screws here, 4 of them just down there, you get to the top of the petrol tank. So I put some WD-40 on those fittings, and it's the white to the rear of the car, and I believe that is a black to the front. So I got the sender out, fuel pump mechanism, and it looks brand new. It's incredible. So I dare say that'll be going straight back in like that. It's quite varnishy fuel. There's quite a bit in there still actually, but yeah, I'll do the other side and I'll take that out. Okay, so there's a bit more going on this side, and when I mean a bit more, I'm talking about crud. So maybe actually the pump might have been serviced at some point, because I'd have expected the other side to look the same. But anyway, I'm going to give this a hoover out and then disconnect that fitting there, and I can see there it's a crimp fitting. Okay, next step is to take off the drive shaft. So I've marked up the orientation here. This already has an orientation. So I'm going to start with these bolts here and then remove the bearing here. Okay, just a quick update. Got the drive shaft off. To get the handbrake cables out, what I did was just went inside the car, loosened them off, the little nuts off on the inside, and just came around here, and they just literally, where did they come out of? They pulled out of those holes. It's probably going to be more difficult to get them back in, but it was a quick way of getting them out. I'll probably end up maybe threading them back through here, but I'll see how I get on. If I don't have to, that'll be good. I just used the impact gun there to loosen up the fuel tank straps, or the bolts, and they came out pretty nicely, pretty easily. So what I'm going to do now is support it and disconnect the filler neck, and then I'm going to come down. Okay, so I've got all of the brackets off, and if you can see them there, they look to be in pretty good condition actually. So there's 3 of them, 2 on the left side, 1 on the right, and oh, hang on a minute. Aha. There's a bit more trim I've got to remove before that comes off, hang on. Okay, so I just removed these plastic mouldings left and right. It's just two nuts and 2 bolts. So they're out of the way. But yeah, I think the fuel tank is loose. Oh yeah, it's coming off. The pipes, okay. So there's some clips at the back of the tank where all the pipes clip to, which is very cool. Okay, I'm just seeing this for the first time, but there are some clips there. And then clearly there's another pipe here, which is the overflow pipe. Which is a pain in the ass. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take that out from, I'm guessing, oh shit, around there. That's mega annoying. Okay, so I just want to get all this because I've got to put it back in at some point. So that runs up there. There are clips along the top here. This looks like the overflow thing, so maybe that will actually just pop out there. Okay guys, sorry about that. I couldn't video the removal of the fuel tank because between the point of turning off the camera, messing about with it, and then wanting to turn the camera back on, it was in my hands and I had to let it down. So I had to cut all of these fittings here, not the fittings, but the fastenings. So I have to replace those. Then you can see what it looks like under here without the fuel tank. It's actually looking pretty good. This is like 10 years older than the Porsche, and it looks better than the Porsche did when I took the fuel tank down. Amazing. So the car's been pretty well looked after. So you can see why I've taken the fuel tank off, because here are the brake lines and they're completely corroded. I mean, the ends are corroded anyway, but you can see they're not too bad there, but yeah. Interesting. You see, if you make your own, clearly you don't get this little bit, but I could slide it on maybe. Same fittings more or less as the Porsche, classic. And then you come back through here, knackered. Sort of okay. And then completely knackered. Not easy, a little bit tricky. Be interesting to see how much fuel's in here, because the dash was saying empty, and this is a lot of fuel for being empty. There's still some in there, you know, but I think I'm just gonna leave the rest because it's probably a bit of crap in there. I don't know how much, maybe 10 litres. Just give you a little look at the fuel tank. Understandably pretty grubby. The fuel that came out of it is absolutely varnish, so it must have been sitting for a long time before I bought it. This is the overflow pipe which comes back into here. I would have expected that to pop off because it's got sort of like a bit of a fitting there, a slide fitting, but it hasn't come off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of a clean up now. Okay, so the camera died as I was cleaning the tank, but as you can see, I've got it nice and clean, and that is ready to go back into the car. I did take the pump out, or the sender unit, and cleaned it up, checked it all out. It looks excellent condition, so I'm not going to change anything there. Next job then is to give this a clean up under here, and I can remake the brake lines. So that is the next job, remaking the brake lines. I'll see you next time.